Hello, my name is Scuria-Herman, and today I'll be speaking on the topic of reading assignments. Now, I was referring to this big list of topics that I have, and I did find reading assignments on it. I recently made a video on reading comprehension, and I think that this is very much related, because reading comprehension was not on the list, I just came off the top of my head, but reading assignments, I think, is interesting. Because I did mention in that video something that came up with reading assignments that I think I want to circle back with, because my original idea for this video is very different from how it's going to take form. As a refresher, in that video, I believe at least, I might have cut it out, but in that video I referenced someone who said that when the text is too tightly packed together, with multiple columns of text, they can't read it. They have to make an AI read it. While that is demonstrative of lack of reading capability due to AI, because they have to, offload it onto AI to read it for them, I think that also has to do with assigned reading. Let me explain. Reading assignments are fundamentally flawed because you are asking someone to, or not really you, it would be an authority figure, most definitely a professor or a teacher or something of that sort. That figure is asking a student to read just a piece of work that's could be a page, 5, 10, 20, 30. There's been passages this semester that have been 40 plus pages that I've had to read in 2 days. The reason why this isn't effective, not only because of that AI reason, but because getting assigned a reading will decrease one's enjoyment of the reading. This is empirically true. You could look up studies related to this, but not only that, I believe that you're not going to retain as much from the reading if you are assigned the reading. It's mandatory, if you have to complete it, you're not going to just retain any of it, even after like a test or something like that. It has to be of your own accord. I am currently reading a book that's all the way across the room right now, The Invention of Prehistory. I've referenced this before. I've been reading it for a while. I've been very busy. I've only gotten like a chapter and change into it. It's a good book, and I'm learning a lot from it, even in the very, very small amount that I've read so far. But I'm not assigned this. It was suggested to me, and I read it, and I'm picking up something from it. Reading assignments do not work because assigned reading does not help anybody. And this is why I'm bringing it back to AI in the reading comprehension video. This is a busy work task. You're not assigning a reading because that's going to help anybody, because at this point, as I said, there's studies disproving its efficacy. It doesn't help students. It's giving them an assignment that you don't have to work on. It's just a long passage for them to read. And whatever they get from it is what they get from it. This is just a flawed way of teaching, but it's still perpetuated because it's easy. And now it's even more flawed because not only is some student either lying about reading it and just making stuff up on the spot, or just not saying anything. They could be looking up a guide online about what the book was about. I gotta remember what it's called, Spark Notes, right? Now all you need to do is ask an AI to read it. These reading assignments do not work, and I think as we go forward, reading assignments should start to be phased out. They won't be, but they should start to be. I have a class currently on artificial intelligence where there are a lot of reading assignments, and it's ironic because the professor says that, oh, I'm going to give quizzes on this because I want to make sure people are reading it and not just using an AI on it, because an AI can't pick up on specifics. Except in the first class that we had one of these quizzes, after the quiz, someone said, okay, I tested this. At first, the AI gave me a general overview of the reading you gave us. Then I asked it for specifics, and then it gave me specifics. And then it said all the answers to that ended up being on the quiz, even though we didn't know the quiz in advance. Reading assignments is essentially a social contract in between professor and student that benefits only the professor, because it doesn't benefit the students' learning, it doesn't benefit the students' use of time. At the end of the day, it is just busy work. And AI, in its current form, is prone, is prized, is prepped to taking the place of busy work. The work that is just menial tasks. There's no skill involved, because AI can't really be skilled. Not yet. There's no AGI. And studies are showing that there probably won't be in anywhere in the foreseeable future. And that's why the AI bubble is going to burst. But besides that, with reading assignments, this is how students fundamentally are missing out on education. Because fundamentally, it's a waste of time. That's my stance on it. Because also, the assigned readings are really good. I'm gonna say that. Some of them are really good. Some of them, I love Things Fall Apart. I think I've referenced this on this channel before and on the topic of translations, I'm pretty sure. Lord of the Flies, Othello. But in the totality of all of these readings, the majority of them are useless. For the class context, for me as a person, for everything, they are useless. And I believe a change needs to be made in how readings are assigned, because I don't believe they should be assigned, at least not in the way that they are currently. But anyway, I thought that it was interesting that I thought of that and put it on the list back years ago when I made that list. And then I made the reading comprehension video. So that was interesting. There were more points that I was going to make initially, but I think a lot of them were sort of subsumed into the reading comprehension video. And a bunch of them are not really relevant in the current state that we find not only colleges or other work environments where there are assigned readings, not only that environment, but just the global environment, or at least the national environment where these developments are taking place. And it's up to you if you want to call them developments. Like I said, in mindful solutionism, I believe, is the innovation that goes so far beyond us a sign of success or a sign of human failure. Reading assignments are fundamentally flawed because the students don't retain anything. There's a known fact that they're just not effective at what they do. Change begets prosperity. We just have to be accepting of the change for it to propagate. But anyway, I wanted to leave it off on a decently high note. I don't know if that line really landed as much as I thought it would, but that's going to be all from me. So until next time, adieu.